and register. The registration process has now been decentralized to smaller county levels. This move is expected to make the process more accessible to citizens in remote areas. The announcement comes a week after President William Ruto declared that Kenyans will no longer be required to pay any fees to obtain their national IDs. The government's decision reflects its ongoing efforts to promote national inclusion and ensure that every Kenyan is documented.
Wale wanakuja mara ya kwanza kuchukua IDs lazima wafanye bure, kwa sababu hivi sasa watu wanalipishwa pesa shilingi 300, na kwa hiyo directive ya rais, kwa habari ya rais vile alitangazia wa Kenya hivi jana, nimetoa habari kamili ya kuondoa ile IDs ambao watu wanachukua, kwamba itakuwa sasa bure, haiwezi chukuliwa kwa kulipa chochote. Na vile nimefika hapa asubuhi, nimepitia ile registration desk ambao tuko na watu, na wengi wao walikuwa wanafunzi hivi majuzi, ambao ni karibu 200 tayari wako hapa na wako tayari kuchukua IDs. Sisi tuko tayari kuhakikisha kwamba wamepata bure. Nimemuuliza kijana moja pale anaitwa Ignatius kwa nini alichelewa kuchukua ID. Akaniambia kwamba angeweza kupata hiyo pesa shilingi 300, ilikuwa ni ngumu, na kwa mwaka 3 iliyopita hakuweza kuchukua ID ingawa alikuwa anataka ID hiyo. Kumaanisha kwamba kuna watu wengi sana wamekuwa wakifungiwa nje kwa mambo ya kutafuta riziki ya maisha na kujisikia kwamba wao ni wa Kenya, kwa sababu ile walikuwa wanalipishwa shilingi 300 ilikuwa nimewafungia nje. Habari nzuri ni
Right, former Meru County Governor Kawira Mwangaza has vowed to clear her name and comfort her political opponents in the 2027 general elections. Mwangaza, who served as a governor until her ouster, claims that her male political rivals harbored personal vendettas against her and went to extreme lengths to remove her from office, denying her constitutional rights. In a statement, Mwangaza expressed her determination to fight for justice and restore her reputation. She accused her detractors of using unfair means to sabotage her leadership and tarnish her image. Mwangaza has faced political challenges since taking office, remains resolute in her belief that the 2027 elections will provide her with an opportunity to prove her political strength and clear any misconceptions surrounding her tenure.
The impeachment process was a sham orchestrated by prominently male politicians who manipulated the system to remove me from office. The national government, instead of upholding the rule of law, actively influenced the outcome, ensuring that the voices of Meru residents who elected me were ignored. Even the courts, which should have been my refuge, were interfered with to block my access to justice. This is not just an attack on me, but an attack on democracy, gender equality, and the rights of every Kenyan woman who aspires to lead. If anyone had doubts on who was behind my impeachment, I invite them to keenly review the swearing-in ceremony of my deputy yesterday. The orchestrators, actors, planners, sponsors, financiers, script writers of my impeachment were overwhelmed by joy. I could no longer hide behind their mask anymore. They all converged at Mwendanto grounds, and one after the other in their speeches took credit of my downfall, with each of them boldly stating the role they played. It is a sad reality that in 2025, women leaders are still subjected to systematic discrimination, harassment, and exclusion. My case is a stark reminder of the barriers women face in politics and the length to which some will go to maintain status quo. I will not be silenced. I will pursue all legal avenues to clear my name, expose the injustices that have been perpetrated against me. This is not just my fight. It is a fight for every woman who dares to dream of leadership in a society that often seeks to crush those who dreams.
Right, at the same time, women leaders from Nairobi County are urging Meru newly elected Governor Isaac Mutuma to appoint a woman as his deputy governor. Speaking to the press in Nairobi, the group emphasized that it would be a matter of justice for the governor to select a woman for the role, citing that the position of governor in Meru was once held by a woman. The women leaders also called on President William Ruto and ODM leader Raila Odinga to support and protect the 6 women governors who are still in office following the recent ousting of Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru from the former Meru governor Kawira Mwangaza from the office last week. Now, the group expressed concerns over the increasing marginalization of women in political leadership and urged the leadership to safeguard the remaining women in governance.
Sisi wa mama tuna fight mpaka tukate kiti ya governor. Tukishapata wanaume wanaingilia, wanapiga, wanatupiga left and right mpaka kiti yetu imeenda. Sasa tumebaki na governors 6. Hatutakubali maneno kama hayo sisi kama wamama. Sisi tunaomba hivi. Saa hii hatujui kesho atakuwa ni mimi ama ni nani. Jua wanaume wametoka nje wanapiga wamama. Kesho hatutajua ni nani. Tunakomea hiyo maneno. Hiyo maneno iishe na Kawera. Vile Kawera ameenda, hiyo maneno imeisha. Na kama wameendelea, sisi tutaandamana, tutatafuta right yetu, juu sisi we know our rights kama wamama.
It is quite unfortunate that as we make progress in this country, then we are also making a step back. That we had 7 governors, they used to call them G7, and right now it's unfortunate that we are reduced to 6. We hope that whatever is happening in Meru County is happening on merit. And it's not an attack to women in leadership. And it's not an attack to make sure that women don't progress. A woman who went to campaign with her resources and got elected is right now impeached in a manner that doesn't augur well with us fellow women.
Tunawaambia wanaume, mkome na Kawera. Mkome na Kawera. Msijaribu wa mama mmoja tena kwa hao wengine. Tulikuwa tunaomba watu wa Meru. Tumeona kiti ya Kawira imeenda, mwanaume ndiye amechaguliwa, ndiye alikuwa deputy yake. Sasa tunaomba deputy wa Meru awe mama, because hiyo kiti ilikuwa ni ya mama.
Right, from matters politics to matters healthcare, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret, a level 6 facility, has halted its services in protest over a significant reduction in its budget. The hospital's health workers, who are protesting the budget cut of 3 billion Kenya shillings, claim the reduction directly affects medical services and funds allocated for their welfare. The workers, who have taken to the streets in protest, argue that the reduced budget will impact not only the quality of care provided to patients, but also their own ability to access necessary medical provisions. Patients at the hospital have expressed their frustration with many complaining about the disruption in services. The health workers are now calling on the government to intervene and address the issue, seeking a restoration of the funding to ensure the hospital's operations and the well-being of both patients and staff are not compromised.
Budget ya MTRH ilikatwa kwa takribani bilioni 2.3, na hiyo imekuwa ndio janso kubwa katika hii hospitali. Hii hospitali imefika sasa haiwezi kutimisha wajibu wake kulingana na vile ilivyokuwa. Imefika kwamba medical cover ya staff wa MTRH budget yake haikutosha. Sasa hiyo cover haitosheleshi ile matakwa ya wafanyikazi wa rufaa ya hospitali. Namba 2 ni kwamba hospitali iko na madeni kutoka former NHIF na SHA, alafu pension ya wafanyikazi wa hii hospitali haijalipwa kwa takribani miaka 2. Saizi imefika bilioni 1.2. Imefika sasa, wauguzi wa hii hospitali walipeana notisi ya siku 21, na hiyo siku yote iliisha jana usiku, na sasa ikabidi wauguzi waanze mgomo rasmi saa 6 usiku, na hiyo mgomo itaendelea mpaka wakati ile serikali itaona umuhimu wa hospitali hii kwa kuhudumia Wanakenya.
Moving on, Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has revealed that over 1,000 Kenyans are currently being held in foreign prisons for various offenses. Speaking during a meeting with the Dutch Foreign Minister Katsa Ollongren, Mudavadi issued a stern warning to Kenyans against engaging in illegal activities abroad. He emphasized that Kenya should not be associated with illegal business practices and criminal activities on the international stage.
It is unfortunate that a Kenyan is facing this kind of situation. It's not a pleasant situation, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and in particular my PS, has been trying to converse with his counterpart in Vietnam to see if there can be some mitigation. So I found Nairobi as a place of documents, including the ongoing EAC SADC process. The issue of drug trafficking, and we are not trying to say she's guilty or not guilty other than what we have as a record from the judicial process in Vietnam. So ours is not about a judgment, but working on that basis. If we want to also send a clear message as a country, we need to be careful that Kenyans who are stepping out into the diaspora.
All right, it is exactly 20 minutes past the top of the hour. That note, we take a short commercial break here at EBN Prime Edition. We'll be back with much more. The owner, believed to be a Burundian national, along with 2 farm workers also from Burundi, are yet to be arrested. The discovery was made following a tip-off from local residents, according to Kikuyu Deputy County Commissioner Charles Laboso. The suspects have been growing various types of vegetables and maize near the entrance of the plot to camouflage their illicit activity. However, inside the property, they were cultivating the illegal crop. Although the suspects remain at large, police have launched a manhunt and begun uprooting the bank plants. Laboso has called on the landowners in the area to remain vigilant, ensuring that no illegal activities take place on undeveloped plots to prevent similar incidents. Right, security officers in Migori have confiscated 14 bags of cannabis and 23 tons of explosives used in mining activities during the operation in the Taragwiti Isbania area located in the western part of Kuria sub-county. According to Migori County Police Commander Francis Nguli, one suspect was arrested in connection with the illegal substances. Nguli revealed that the seized cannabis had an estimated street value of 12.9 million Kenya shillings. He also issued a stern warning to illegal miners to purchase explosives in violation of the law, emphasizing that such activities endanger the safety of the public and undermine the national security. The police commander urged the members of the community to continue collaborating with the law enforcement agencies to combat the illegal trade in drugs and the misuse of explosives. He stressed the importance of joint efforts in eradicating these harmful activities to ensure the safety and well-being of all citizens.
This morning, we have come here because of the consignment which is before us, which was found in a residential house at an area by the name Tarakwiti in Esbania area. We have been doing surveillance, especially on that house, among others, and we succeeded in impounding in that house 14.5 sacks of cannabis sativa, that is bangi, and we were able also to arrest one suspect who is being processed through the DCI and should be appearing in court from today or another day which is convenient after we are through with the investigation. This is just one of the areas that we invented and of course impounded this large consignment which has a street value of Kenya shillings 12,960,000 shillings, pound, 23 cartons of explosives, and on top of that we have also 4 drums, each 50 kilograms of cyanatides, and lastly we also impounded 2 cartons of
Right, moving on, governors from across the country have called for an emergency council meeting this Friday to address significant budget cuts amounting to approximately 25 billion. The meeting, convened by the Council of Governors, aims to demand answers from the Treasury regarding the severe cuts to donor-funded projects which have raised concerns among county leaders. One of the key issues under the discussion is the demand for the Senate to reject the proposed budget cuts and seek a thorough explanation from the Treasury. According to the COG chair and Wajir Governor Ahmed Abdullahi, the only agreement reached between the COG and the members of Parliament was an exclusion of the roads maintenance levy fund, which remains a subject of an ongoing court case. Governors have an equal right to access the RMLF as they are responsible for road construction. They highlight that the fuel levy is the same fund that supports both the national and county road developments. However, the MPs have removed any allocation to RMLF and significantly reduced funds for various other donor-funded projects.
National Assembly just passed the not to accept this bill. Senate, we negotiate with the CRA, right? So I don't know who had an interest in fast-tracking the National Assembly bill.
Now, Nakuru County Government has entered into a partnership with the Dandelion, a non-profit organization, to provide specialized training for health workers and community volunteers involved in maternal and neonatal critical care. This initiative aims to reduce maternal deaths and the burden of maternal mortality, a significant concern for the county. Through this collaboration, nurses, midwives, and community health workers will be equipped with modern skills and competencies essential for saving the lives of mothers and newborns. Harun Karanja, the administrator of Dandelion Africa, emphasized that the partnership will focus on improving the quality of care by offering refresher training, skills development, and mentorship for midwifery in the sub-county facilities, particularly for health providers dedicated to maternal and newborn health.
This training is inspired by a series of weekly meetings that we normally have to figure out what is causing maternal and perinatal death. So we thought skill development is one of the interventions that we can make in order to bring down the numbers. I think there's a full spectrum of reasons. Some of them are technical in terms of the capability of the nurses to deal with the real emergencies, and so the propensity is to refer. In the process of referring, there may be a delay. We don't have optimal ambulance capability in the county, so sometimes it takes long to refer the mothers, especially from the peripheral facilities, to Margaret Kenyatta here. And then we have a few staffing challenges which we must be honest about. Her Excellency the Governor has talked about the need to develop optimal staffing capability at the primary level, but also at the level 4 and 5. I think the bulk of our improvements oscillate around staffing. We have to almost double up the number of clinical team members that we have. Her Excellency the Governor has made a commitment to this, and we have very, very good support from the County Assembly, first of all, to ring-fence the budget for human resource, so that, one, we're able to promote nurses who are due. Two, we are able to replace the nurses and clinical officers and doctors who are leaving, because we are having quite a number seeking greener pastures. But as soon as they leave, can we replace them? So their budget is ring-fenced. And thirdly, and more importantly, is to be able to incrementally recruit so that you can place more nurses.
There are healthcare workers, over 30 health.
Right, it is exactly 32 minutes past the top of the hour. That note, we wrap up our bulletin here at EBN Prime Edition. And of course, from everyone that made this broadcast a success, including our director, my camera person, and of course, assisting me in sign language interpretation, Laura Omondi. Martin MACHARIA is my name. Do have yourself a lovely night. Enjoy your night, and let's meet again. And God sees you too.